Oh, we gotta stop the talk of all the other things, and now we gotta talk about what we're actually talking about today. Hi, welcome to Astronauts Anonymous. I'm Viet.
Are we just starting with that then?
I guess.
Right,
I mean,
cool.
you didn't really argue against it.
No. All right.
Nerdy news, one step at a time.
Today is June 11th, Sunday. We are going to be discussing Wonder Woman. The movie just came out last weekend, so this is going to be more of a discussion, not really a review, so there will be spoilers.
Spoilers!
Yep.
Spoiler alert! There are spoilers.
And there's vaping going on.
I'm spoiling this entire movie.
Q has some words.
Q has some reservations about this, so
Yep.
it's okay.
So,
okay.
as always, my name's Joe, and with me today,
Once again, I'm back for my second podcast. Thank you again to you all for inviting me. It's cute. Yeah, got some things to say about one.
Always Asian persuasion. Viet's in the building. Hey.
Alright, we got the redhead here. I'm not sure why I gave my whole name. Can we erase that?
I
No.
did that.
You were officially half stalker.
Pretty much, it's a done deal.
All 12
Oh.
All 12 of our listeners.
That's on the high end.
Yeah, that's pretty
Let's
generous.
see if I listen to it twice.
Yeah, no, we'll just edit out my whole intro.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. And this is Katie here, and I'm a woman. I'm actually a Wonder Woman, so... you see it.
I'm sorry, that was cheesy.
That was really fucking cheesy.
This is
I'm not
super
gonna-
cheesy.
No.
It's just a
No,
regular.
that's what we're going to keep.
No! And I'm Katie, and I'm here to inject a woman's perspective. Okay.
I thought that's why you brought Viet.
Oh, that was cold.
Hey, you know what? I've had
Oh.
to change. I'm now a man. You guys can get over it.
Okay. So I'm no longer
I thought the
Viet.
change was menopause.
No, it's not menopause. Or second puberty, for that matter.
This podcast is off to a weird start.
We're gonna have to delete a lot.
I say leave it in. This is
Yeah,
making
no,
it fun.
probably will. Well, how have you all been anyway? What have you guys been up to?
Man, I've been doing like the sports things lately, so just really locked into the NBA Finals.
Oh my
But
god.
speaking of that Black Panther trailer
Oh,
was
dude.
the greatest thing
Yeah, that
in
Ever.
American
was
history.
really good.
It will be the best Marvel movie,
Ever.
hands down. It will go down. It just from it just being so star studded.
It is.
It's gonna be so good.
It does look really
Who all's in it?
Michael B. Jordan.
Everybody short of Morgan Freeman and Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
So Angela Bassett.
Yep.
You got I can't remember Buddy's name, the guy who played James Brown in Get Down. You have Lupita, and then some other names I can't pronounce. But it's
Yeah.
but it's
good. Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, Mike. He listed Michael B.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Oh, did you already?
yeah,
You
yeah.
said.
So
Yeah. Thanks for following along, Joe.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, it looks really good.
Sounds like a great cast.
Oh man, it is. Yeah, but it just, basically when it started off, like, it's Martin Freeman, and he's interrogating the guy, the only guy that's ever
Claw.
broken into,
Mhm.
Wakanda. He's like, have you ever been?
And it was kind of like a cheesy opening scene, but
I can see you.
but I really think it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Just from the soundtrack from the soundtrack from the trailer alone, let me know that this is gonna be.
Run the jewels. I last night I went to go see actually the new Pirates movie. It's not what you would expect for the fifth movie in a franchise.
Well, it's supposed to be the end.
Yeah.
Wise.
Yeah, right.
Disney will milk this thing until it's dry.
They're going to reanimate
Kinda
Johnny
has.
Depp's corpse.
That is weird because I was about to say that.
Once Johnny dies, he will be the next Davy Jones.
They're just going to keep. Please let me die.
Like a fucking marionette. So was it different in a good or a bad way?
It was just mediocre overall. It was the story itself was kind of, they tried to do a whole new thing with it, which the story wasn't bad. It just wasn't anything like too amazing and nothing we haven't seen before. The action was probably the same with the fourth one. The action was the worst part about it again. they just made everything really dark, so it was hard to tell.
Mm.
Because the fight scenes with Pirates movies, they're always very intricate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bunch of, like, they're standing on stuff, they jump here and there and all that stuff. But
Like wooden legs. And
Yeah, and it was like the
doorways
third
and all
one
that
where they-
business.
Yeah.
On the third one, they fought inside of a windmill. Not the, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And that was
yeah,
like
whirlpool.
fucking
Yeah.
dope. It was dope.
Yeah, that was a very good fight scene.
Yeah, it
And they had
was.
two ships just firing cannons at each other.
And they had a really interesting fight scene near the end, too, where it was the two ships were next to each other and they were jumping between the cannons and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good, but you couldn't see anything in it because it was way too dark.
Why did they do
But
that?
just to be able to hide the CGI stuff more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the whole movie. But honestly, I was done with Pirates after three.
I was done.
Because after the first
two.
one,
Yeah.
it stopped being about Jack Sparrow. It was about the love story.
Mhm.
And I'm not even a love story.
Well, the whole series wasn't supposed to be about Jack Sparrow. He was supposed to be a side character.
Exactly.
What was the general focus supposed to be then?
Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley's characters.
Oh, okay.
And they stole the damn movie.
Well, why would they ever put Johnny Depp in the movie then if you didn't want it to get stolen?
Well, they didn't think they thought he was going to be like a side character, but he was going to be tagging along with them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then his performance as Jack Sparrow, just doing the whole Keith Richards thing,
Why is the rum gone?
so that became more. Other than that, been playing a lot of Horizon Zero Dawn lately.
Have you got to Meridian?
I have not.
What?
I'm still doing all the side missions and stuff. There's a lot of extra side stuff. to
He's a
do.
completionist.
I'm not stuck at all.
Sawtooth got you whipped, man.
Oh, I'd beat Sawtooth easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Katie, Viet, either of you guys? What have
Oh,
you been up to?
sure. What have I been up to? Gosh, let's see here. I went to the Indy 500 last weekend.
Nice.
It was my 6th one ever in a row, actually. I did grow up very near the racetrack, but I'd never gone as a spectator until I was about 25, and ended up getting good seats this year with my friend's parents. So we had a blast. It was a great time. A really fun race to watch. At the end, it got really competitive. And really, though, I always tell people, even if you're not into auto racing, you should go to the Indy 500 sometime because the price of admission is worth it just for the people watching. Just for the people watching. I swear, promise. You will see stuff. I mean, since I grew up around the track,
You will see things.
I have seen a lot. I actually wrote about it once on my blog, and maybe this podcast can have a link to it or something. But
Joe.
yeah, but no, I have in my years of being around the track, either going to the race or working at it, or just kind of being around it. I have I've seen somebody get stabbed. I've seen George H.W. Bush, and a couple other disasters. So.
That did not surprise me.
Yeah, Herbert
That
Walker.
was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Herbert Walker.
Yeah, no, he's all right though, you know, and he was better than his son. So.
Yeah.
That's not a high bar.
It's
but
not a high bar.
Oh, you talking about senior?
Yeah,
Senior.
Herbert
Oh, no, I
Walker.
thought we were talking about Doug.
Nah, H-Dub. Not just...
H-Dub. The original.
Yeah.
The original
The
bump
OG.
shaker.
So, me, what you been up to lately, man?
Last week was that Tai Chi seminar I told y'all about. And, nothing like being tossed around like a rag doll by men that are shorter than you. And,
Tell me more.
I mean, basically it was...
Katie's intrigued.
I mean, literally, there's this guy. He's basically a head shorter than I am, and couldn't weigh more than 150 pounds. Wears glasses. He looks like the typical Asian nerd guy, but he was throwing me around the mat. Another guy that was like almost 6 foot, 250 pounds around the mat like he was nothing. Basically, we're just learning a new form that the master from Chen Village had come up with and was promoting. So that was really cool. So I've been doing that for a while. Another thing about the Indianapolis 500, I want to say the first Asian driver to win.
Yeah.
First Asian driver.
I was proud of him. He was awesome.
I know he went toe to toe with Elio, and I'm just like, he almost won against Franchitti like a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
but something happened. And I was like,
You got him this year, though.
I was impressed because I was originally cheering for Elio, just because he's cute, or whatever. And also, like my dad. So my dad, this real quick side story. My dad is a journalist, and he works in the local news here. But he has a side gig that he, works at local sporting events and does radio reports for, freelancing for sports networks around the country for radio. So anyway, he's met all of them, and Elio gave him some gold sunglasses, which he then gave to me. So I was like, all right, cheer for Elio, I guess, because I want to see him do his fourth win. But then by the end, I was like, no, this is good. This guy deserves it. This guy, what is his name again? It's
Sato.
Yeah, Sato. Yeah, and I was just like, whoa, go Sato. No, you got this. You won that one.
So hold on. So the 500.
Takuma Sato.
Yeah, that's it.
500. That's the NASCAR or the F1?
It's neither. It's IndyCar.
IndyCar. There's a difference between Formula One, IndyCar, and NASCAR.
Yeah. F1 is more European.
Yes.
NASCAR is like straight redneck.
Another left turn!
I'm not dissing it necessarily. I'm just saying.
Woo! Earnhardt!
Yeah.
The only one that I can really get into is the rally cars. Now watching the rally cars, but like just a track.
Yeah.
I get that.
I get dizzy.
That's fair. That's fair. I've actually been wanting to go to a demolition derby.
Oh, yeah.
You guys would probably think this is a lot funny if you could see what I look like.
Monster Truck Rally!
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yes. Well, did you see this?
Great figure.
Well, if I can
Bigfoot.
interject, there was a. Did you see that thing I posted on Facebook? The James Comey intro that was like it was from the Colbert Show or Late Night or whatever. It was a hyped up thing about the Comey testimony on Thursday. So yeah, no, but I do want to go to a demolition derby. So if you guys see one, let me know.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
People.
So yeah.
Also, normal traffic conditions in
Yeah.
Indianapolis.
Because I'm gonna fight a couple people.
Yeah.
Over the last couple days, you get my car. I'm gonna get an assault charge. Don't even call your insurance. Call the police. I'm about to whip your ass.
So on that note, speaking of whooping ass, we'll just get our
right
topic
into
here, Wonder Woman, this week. So
She did kick a lot of ass.
she did.
She did. Let me just say, if I can, Joe sent me this tweet, like a couple days ago. He just sent me this tweet that he'd seen on El Interneto. That was this girl saying something like, "Now I understand why white guys always have a ridiculous amount of confidence." She said, "I saw Wonder Woman last night, and I am ready to kick 50 guys' asses barehanded."
One single female superhero.
And I said, "I'm going to see it tonight." So I did, and it was great.
So initial impressions, besides just it was great.
It was okay. This is my first DC movie since like the 70s Superman. No, since the last Batman movie by Christopher Nolan. So
Dark Knight Rises? Or?
Yes.
yeah. So it was good. I was looking forward to seeing Aquaman anyway, and it kind of validated that feeling, that instinct that I had about that was going to be a good movie. Kind of want to make me want to go back and watch the Superman and the Batman movie.
Please don't.
If
Not
you do,
really.
don't watch the definitive or the ultimate version. Don't watch the original.
You know my thoughts about if a movie has more than one version. So,
I know. No, I'm with you. But
it's a bad movie.
I'm just to
Ultimate
save you,
Director's
to
Cut.
help save you a little bit. Watch the Ultimate Director's Cut because it's the only decent version of that, which even then is borderline.
Still pretty.
But yeah, this definitely is the best DC film so far. But as we've been saying, that bar has been set pretty low.
So wait, DC, that would include The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises?
Not for the
Not
combined
technically.
universe.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because those were just Batman films. The other heroes didn't exist in
Mm-hmm.
that series or anything like that. So the DC films, for those that don't know and everything, it started with Man of Steel, then Batman v Superman, and then Suicide Squad.
That guy.
Yeah. We could have a whole other podcast about that, but that's a different day. And now Wonder Woman is the newest one, and it was definitely the best. I didn't mind Man of Steel. I thought Man of Steel was good. for what it was. I thought it had its problems, but I thought it was good.
This
movie
was probably better than what people expected it to be, but
Yeah.
still didn't live up to their expectations.
No, it's hard to do a good Superman film for what they had to work with, and I see what Zack Snyder was trying to do, which he continued to that with Batman v Superman, his ideology and everything like that with it. He did a good job with that, but this one I am so happy that it was Patty Jenkins directing and
Yes.
not Zack Snyder.
You know, I mean, but I think we all here agree that Zack Snyder needs to stop.
He kind of had forced himself to right now, so
He pretty much has to. He's anything he has touched within the past couple of years, he has just ruined.
he's using the same formula is the problem. So that's why this movie I really liked it. It was much different directing style.
Mhm.
Like it still had a lot of the DC staples that Zack Snyder kind of integrated because it's the Zack Snyder style.
Yeah.
Where it's a little darker as far as like the colors and stuff like that, the color schemes. There's a lot of wire work with the action and a lot of use of slow motion stuff like that, which
It wasn't bad.
it wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad, but I thought it was a little much at times.
It was, but in all honesty, in my opinion, with that, it made sense for Wonder Woman's character a little bit
Oh, yeah.
more because she is a warrior. Like,
And there was a lot of things that, especially when it wasn't the Nazis, but when the bad guys, Germans, touched
This was
down.
during the First World War.
Yeah, so when the
Pretty
Germans
Nazi.
finally got to the island, a lot of the moves that they were pulling off, if it wasn't a slow-mo, you were like, was she upside down? Like, you would have lost.
Yeah, you would have lost.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
yeah.
Well, I
So-
think too, like when she's running across no man's land, like that part that needed the slow mo.
Yeah,
I
that
think
really
because
did.
Yeah, that did.
yeah,
Yeah, that warranted slow-mo.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the difference, and I think that's why Patty Jenkins, she wanted to continue that style that DC's been using, but she used it intelligently where it was slow motion when it was needed. It wasn't just slow motion to show the impact of a punch.
yeah.
It was slow motion so you could tell what she was doing a little bit more. Except for that one knee to that one guy outside the window.
Oh my god!
That was
Yeah,
the
I wish I could have rewound.
whenever she goes into the room and just takes out all those guards and then jumps out and knees the guy and busts through the window. And then just lands on the roof and keeps running.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I audibly
Yeah.
made a sound.
That was a
because-
good use of slow motion there.
Wow, that hit was ridiculous.
Because you felt that.
Yeah.
because it wasn't
Yeah.
two moves. It was a flying knee through the man
Yeah.
out the window.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going out the window, but you're in the way. So,
Don't make me defenestrate you.
yeah, and you don't see impact. You see her going and then coming out of the window. So
Yeah.
you're like, oh shit.
And then she hits the roof and just keeps running. She does not slow down at all.
He wasn't even there. I've been hit like that before. That's why I'm like,
Yeah, it did.
Ugh.
He did not survive that hit.
I'm pretty sure he did.
So yeah, I really definitely appreciated the way they portrayed Wonder Woman in general. Like her fighting style alone was done really well, and definitely showed that because they very easily could have done the waif fu kind of thing where it's a small character yet she just is a good martial artist and she kicks ass that way, and that's not a good way to do Wonder Woman. But I could see a lot of directors going that direction.
because she's physically dominating. She's
Yeah.
not. I mean, even if she wasn't a warrior, you would be like, I probably wouldn't want to piss this woman off.
Yeah.
She's from the island of Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they went that way. But to me, I will still wanted to see more. Like I really want like a real like knockdown beat 'em up film. I like martial arts, so like a Never Back Down or
Ooh.
yes, like I like bust 'em up movie. So and she's a trained fighter; she can fight for real. So to me, to have somebody who can really fight, and then some of it was CGI, and some of it was just badly choreographed, some was just bad shot.
Yeah.
I'm like, you really didn't utilize that actress's
Full potential.
full potential.
You know, and that was one of the things that I really appreciated is that, you know, Gal Gadot actually did serve in the Israeli Special Defense Force, actually has that training, and, Krav Maga and just could actually, as long as the fight sequence was choreographed, it she'll look like she's kicking somebody's ass for real.
That's awesome.
And they might not even have to choreograph. Just go through a punch. She's gonna react. We're gonna film it.
We're gonna film it. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Just go there and actually just go beat that guy's ass.
Yeah.
We'll film it.
We'll put an experienced martial artist in there, so you guys can just go at it.
Whatever y'all come out with.
That's what we'll keep. That's what
And
we'll keep.
speaking of Gal Gadot herself in general, she there was a lot of controversy when she first got the pick and everything like that because people just want to complain mostly.
I guess.
That's my opinion.
She's so good.
When she was first casted, people were complaining because they thought she didn't look like Wonder Woman. Yeah.
She did.
She
She
did.
was,
She
She really
perfect.
does. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what Wonder Woman really looks like, but she's smoking. Oh my
see,
god!
the thing is people had that vision of a Linda Carter
Yeah. I guess
in
so.
their head,
Yeah.
which Linda Carter, don't get me wrong, absolutely
She's
beautiful.
love Linda Carter, yeah.
But right now Linda Carter is kind of like old, so she doesn't draw in the crowd
Right.
like she used to. But I would still partake in that.
Wow, dude. We're just going back to our old format. Is that what we're doing for this show? Just
I never changed. Why do you keep inviting me back?
So during the next podcast, when it smells like Bengay and dentifrice, we know.
We know what's going down.
But yeah, so I mean, I like
Guys, I had a wild night Saturday. Let me tell you about it.
I still smell like Violet Eyes by Elizabeth Taylor.
But I mean, as far as stylistically, to me, I'm not a big Wonder Woman fan. I'm not a big DC fan. So stylistically, just as a person, she gave off that feel of not really a Wonder Woman, but what I imagine an Amazonian woman would look like. I wouldn't see like a pale white skinned woman with dark hair or blonde hair. You're in the sun all day. You're gonna get tan.
Yeah, I'm not an Amazon.
So,
You guys can't see me, but I'm super pale. I have red hair.
Like she had that look to me, and then.
well, that was one of the biggest complaints that people had initially was that they were saying that she's not buff enough, and also one of the dumbest arguments I heard was that unlike Linda Carter, she wasn't busty enough for Wonder Woman, which is the dumbest argument that you can have. Which, yes, because it's DC Comics, she's drawn very busty a lot, but that
Katie's been tripping.
That's not just DC. That's like any cartoon character. Ever.
Yeah.
That's not the main character.
A lot of comic books, especially older comic books.
Oh, yeah.
DC still has a big problem with it, which, again, that's a whole other discussion. But she is a 6 foot tall woman. Like,
She is?
yeah, Gal Gadot is 6 foot. And
You're not the only one.
I'm sorry.
You're not the only one. I've got experience climbing trees.
she is gorgeous. She is absolutely gorgeous. And
Pick it up.
but she's not like, she looks like a model, but she's not like the typical kind of like too hot for her own good. Yeah.
Yeah, like not like a Victoria's Secret angel type exactly. Well, she probably could be, but it's like we're all kind of like, well, I have a friend who's like, she looks like a slightly better version than my friend. Like we all have like that one hot friend or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. I
Like
thought she was
hot,
very
but doesn't know she's hot.
maybe.
She gives that vibe off like you are really sexy, but you just don't understand.
You don't know.
Like
how
mentally, you
beautiful
think you're a
are.
6. You're a 9.5.
Yeah, literally.
Thank you for gracing me with your presence.
9.75 right here, and she thinks she's a 7. I'm just like,
But overall, I mean, so getting back to the more of the movie because I
Yeah.
can talk about her. So
Back on topic.
yeah,
back on topic.
But as far as like the plot of it, to me, I really liked how they kind of went and did the prequel. As far as opening up with her in present day, it made it roll into what's coming next easier versus let's just do a background story and then not explain where she is in. And then they did a Wayne Corp plug at the beginning,
Of
which
course
was kind of
they
cool.
Yeah.
So she has this unknown connection to Bruce that's going to connect them later.
I like that.
I for some reason, I always like prequels. So looking at one time and then going back and explaining it, I really liked it. And they did a good job as far as the story. Other than like some of the characters not really having a backstory of like where they came from or why they're in the group. Just like, hey, we need these 3 guys and just understand this is what they do. Let's book it.
Yeah,
So.
it's true.
That was one part that I really didn't like about the film was they had two main characters, which were Gal Gadot and Chris Pine. So
Steve
Wonder
Trevor.
Woman and Steve Trevor.
Yeah.
Which in all honesty, I'm more of a Marvel guy, but for DC, Wonder Woman is probably my favorite DC character, especially out of the training. I put that in my review and everything. Because she's just the most interesting. She's not all powerful, but she is incredibly strong. But she's not infallible. Like, she makes mistakes, but she owns up to them. She learns from them and stuff like that. She's a much more interesting character than Batman and Superman, in my opinion. And I thought they did a really good job portraying. Like, she came off the island and she was used to everything on the island, so she comes to this world that she doesn't understand and thinks that, well, in my world, I would do these things and help these people and do this stuff. So you can't do that.
Yeah. It's kind of an immigrant story in some ways.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't play up to that part
they
of it
really
too much.
did.
Like it was just enough to make it funny, comic relief. Like when she came out and had the shield and and his three-piece suit and the shield and the sword. I'm like, kick ass.
Pretty much, yeah. Let's do this.
Yeah. Well, and this is kind of an aside, but the way I come from like movies is I'm not too much of a gamer or comic book person, but I studied film quite a bit in college, and there's just certain things that I look for, and I love, for example, the fact that it was in World War I.
Yeah.
Just because the aesthetic was really cool, but furthermore, there's almost no movies about World War I. There's like a million about World War II, and I'm probably not even joking. But, I'm like, that's interesting too. But I was like, World War I, like, that's really interesting. And that was a time of, like, great social upheaval where we kind of went from the Victorian Edwardian age into really the modern era in the 1920s and all that. So, and of course, it was in England, but I really liked having it in that setting. It was, I don't know, it was refreshing. The whole aesthetic was really great. One thing I've always said is, even if a movie is, like, totally stupid, if it's pretty, if it's got like a really cool world, I'm gonna like it, at least on that level, and it definitely succeeded there for me.
And that's really interesting that they chose World War I, because in those that do know comics and everything like that, Wonder Woman started in World War II.
Yeah.
Just like Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's where a lot of those type of comics came, because people were looking for heroes at that time and everything like that. So it is really interesting that they chose World War I, but I think it really, really did work for the film a lot better.
It worked much better because essentially they went with some of the key points of the New 52 origin story.
Yes.
With Wonder Woman, which I know they said they weren't going to do, but they did.
I think it was smart the way they did it.
It was. It really was. I mean, and, there are some differences between the New 52 and then, Bronze Age and Golden Age Wonder Woman, but I mean, the way they did it in the movie, I thought it was really good.
I will say now, going toward the negative stuff, because again, this is a great movie. It is a legitimately good movie, and before we're talking about how it's the best DC film, and that's a low bar, but no, this is
it's not a low bar. This movie kind of set the bar.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
The last two kind of just like faulted.
I've seen the internet meme of Wonder Woman carrying Superman and Batman.
Yeah.
I've got this.
That's exactly what it was.
And that's really what it is, because basically she has cemented DC as actually a contender in the cinematic universe.
Which I hope Justice League. I hope Justice League continues to try.
Yeah.
But I will say the negatives with it, because it was a great movie, but it wasn't a perfect movie.
Sure.
Or anything like that.
Never.
The one thing, as much as I liked Patty Jenkins directing, I did have a little bit of a problem with her pacing in the film, especially at the beginning. Once they cross the bridge and they get to the war, I thought it was great. Like, it had a nice flow from there. But at the beginning, it just seemed like, even though I know they wanted to show her growing up and they wanted to show Steve Trevor and all that stuff and how he got to the island and all that.
And they wanted to show what the island was like.
Yeah, exactly. It seemed like it was really slow at the beginning, but it also it tried to give way too much exposition at the plots. Like, oh yeah, this is why this is here. Here's where our weapons are. Here's why we have this. And it kind of did that throughout the whole.
It's like, Mommy, explain it to me again. Like, what? Like, I completely understand.
It was needed, but
it just didn't flow.
Yeah.
It wasn't much flow.
And then receiving all the explanation almost towards the end of the movie with the whole God killer thing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and I think that just triggered
I hated that.
Why didn't you guys like that? I'm just curious.
At first, I had figured it out. Like after
You
when
see the main villain coming a mile away.
not even the main villain part, but her being a demigod.
Hmm.
When she took the daughter in the beginning, I was like, oh, there's Zeus's daughter. I was like, that's it. I was like, that's a plot.
Definitely foreshadow it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so for it to come that late in the middle of a boss fight, I'm like, that's right. There's something that I have to tell you. Oh, you're leaving the island. There's just so much you don't know. Tell her right there. I'm about to go on this fucking quest. Oh, you happen to be a demigod. Practice that shit.
Well, but you know, for some reason, and it was never explained why, but if they told her, then he would find her faster.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why that was. If they given any explanation, I would
If
have
they
been like,
trained
okay.
her, if they
But
told
yeah.
her, all this different stuff, we do this stuff to actually make it so she actually has a chance
Chance to
against
stand
him,
against the God of
then
War.
it will be easier for him to find her for some unknown reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah.
They were just scared.
They were.
It was kind of like they wanted to force a reason for her to have like an animosity with her mom a little bit, and it didn't make sense. Like you didn't need to have Queen Hippolyta going against her and stuff.
Yeah, and then also the force of discovery mid boss fight. Because in the boss fight, she just like unclicks this power, and now she's like Darth Vader force now. You just wake up power and you automatically master this shit? Bullshit, fuck that. Everything up until where she unlocks her power for the boss fight was cool. Because she was going toe to toe with the skills she learned. But she gets her powers, and now she automatically knows how to use all of them?
And
I
she's
think it was
OP
more-
for no reason. Yeah.
Well, I think it was more so than escalation. Like she was forced to use it because like she didn't know she was super strong until she jumps at the tower and she like slams her fist.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was
Demolished the whole trip.
And like you see different. I
No, when he was flying.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I do have to say, like, there's different parts because I disagree with that a little bit because I saw throughout the film there wasn't escalation,
Yes.
and every time that something else would happen, she would realize, oh, I can do this thing, and I thought the boss fight did that decently, not perfectly, but I thought like
It went from like 15 to 100.
Yeah.
It was
There
just
was
such
no
an
and then she's fighting a dog.
But after, I understand because there were certain scenes, like you said, it kind of clicked that okay, I am stronger than.
But isn't
I-
it? Oh, sorry. Go on.
But just the boss fight too, and I hate that. I hate when someone gets new powers and they're just automatically not like. Give me like 5 minutes of absolute me trying to. Palms don't hit me. Up, down, down. Like, figure out your buttons. Give me 5 minutes of her figuring out the buttons, and then she can hit her dude. Like, but don't come out.
Ah!
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I think it's a pretty common trope for somebody to all of a sudden like have to use their skills to a level that they've never had to use. So I mean that's a common cinematic thing, but yeah, no, I think I see what you're saying because because it's more realistic that way, and it's more drama, more suspense. Yeah.
Oh my god, they figured it out.
More
Like, is it gonna
development.
work? Like I was not to get too much off topic. Like I was watching Strain, and when the ancient one put him at the top of Mount Everest.
Yep.
And you're like, is he gonna make this? You were actually thinking, I know Strange isn't gonna die here, but the movie had you believe that he kind of got this thing down, but he really doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
And that kind of feel is what I wanted. You to struggle. I want that struggle of learning the power.
That's
So,
fair.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Going off of that, I have to say, Ares, I thought was a decent villain. The other two villains in that, Dr. Poison and the General guy, they were comic booky as hell.
They really were.
Yeah.
And not the good kind of comic book.
No.
They really felt like minions. I knew they were not the bad guys.
Yeah.
They really felt minion-y.
Like you just like half common sense, you pay attention. You're like, yeah, he's not going to be Ares because she thinks he's Ares. You know he's not going to be Ares.
No, she's gonna punch him. He's gonna die. Like that's what I thought. Like if she can get to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, if he was Ares, why would he need that gas stuff to make him super strong?
Exactly.
That's what it is.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
Cause I think I was thinking like unknown reincarnation. Like he didn't know either.
No,
That's
that's
what I
an
was
interesting
thinking.
take.
Cause I try to foreshadow the shit out of every movie I why. So that's what I was thinking. Like maybe that clicked off the power in them and maybe mixed it up.
I thought that might be it when I was watching.
That would have been a better turn.
Yeah, that would have.
If you're listening,
Spoiler!
Anybody in DC, if you're one of the 12 people that listen to us,
Sorry, we just spoiled a major plot point.
well, again, we're just doing a discussion here, so spoilers.
Spoilers galore. We're
fly.
spoiling all over the place.
But like the scene that annoyed me the most with that was whenever he went to kill all the other generals and everything that told him to stop like pursuing the war. They're going to sign the ends.
Armistice,
Armistice, yeah. And he poisons them all and kills them, and then throws the mask in there. And she goes up to him and is like, "Oh, but the mask will work." But they don't know that. Like start laughing, like really.
That really was hokey.
Really?
Yeah, that was kind of hokey.
That was bad.
I was just like, I wanted to strangle.
Yeah, I wanted him to die like
Immediately.
Yeah,
I
which
don't.
maybe is the idea, but yeah.
Yeah.
Not in a good way, just I didn't like your like your character because you're evil. I don't like your character because
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not even good at being evil.
just like slip, fall down the stairs.
Yeah.
You don't get a warrior's death.
Choke on a Pop-Tart.
But yeah, and also the Doctor poisoned herself. I do not.
Which, kind of like, Bronze Age and like,
She was a very.
She was a very
golden age.
very golden age.
Well, she is from the golden age.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hold on, remind me how she died again?
She
She
didn't.
doesn't die.
She didn't.
Okay,
She got spared.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, she escaped.
Because all like the things on her face are falling off, and like Wonder Woman's about to crush her or something, and then she doesn't.
Yeah, okay.
She finds mercy, compassion.
Yeah, which I'm curious because I'm not a big follower of all these stories. You don't have to tell me, but just why is her face like that?
I know very little about Dr. Poison. Again, she's a golden age
Experiments.
villain.
I assume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
experiments went wrong and
Yeah.
basically, disfigured her face, and then she tries to, continue her experiments, and she's just getting shunned by her husband, and, so
Yeah.
she becomes
And I like.
Oh yeah.
I like.
Always have to be a man that makes you turn evil.
I mean, you're not wrong, but
Yeah, half joking, half not. Anyway.
I was trying to find a lie in your statement. Okay.
But patriarchy is real.
Thank you.
I like the framework of her character. I just think they should have just dropped the general. She's this rogue scientist.
Yeah.
kind of like
And then
Red
build,
Skull.
yeah, and then build off her.
Yeah.
She's been allotted this secret task force. General Control.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see more of her. I really liked her. Something about being a chemist, an alchemist, working with chemicals, even if it is the poison people. I like seeing that.
Yeah.
They didn't go golden age with it. Like, she was just so, like, in the speech where she's talking to Chris Pine's character and he's pretending to be a German soldier. And every line
you
of
like
her...
Coastal Stoodle, huh?
Pretty much, almost. It was just so hokey though. Every line that she said and every action she took was just incredibly like you're playing a villain in a 1970s film. Like,
Yeah, and then she dropped the dude. He didn't die. She dropped him down into the dungeon. The first guy she tested on.
Yeah.
She just
I
dropped
was just like,
well, then she just ripped the mask off of what it was because he was stuck in the poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the lever did. It just pulled the mask off.
Oh, so then he did die.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure that out. I figured that was something, but I couldn't really see that. I don't know if I just blinked or if they didn't do a good job of showing us what happened.
I don't think they
but
did.
yeah, it left me with the feeling like, yeah, that feels real like Austin Power bag.
I can see that. Yeah, kind of like the Mindy Sterling's character.
Yeah, exactly. It felt like something she would do. It's just like,
Even kind of similar hair. Like.
that was awfully weird of you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the CGI work, though, well, I like it.
Yeah, it's good CGI for a blockbuster film.
Yeah.
It did its job.
They paid good money for it.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and some of those Amazonians, like I think, like I would like to see some of them go up against like Arrow or Hawkeye. Like some of them archers, she was upside down on a jumping horse.
Fired 3 arrows.
It was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fadeaway 3 arrow spin. I was like,
Kobe!
I did like the one going with Queen Hippolyta in the middle, like because Queen Hippolyta, because that kind of showed you how the Amazons are. She was in the middle of the battle.
Mhm.
She didn't just stand like in a way. It's like I'm the queen and all you fight. She led the charge, and she took the bunch of arrows and just stuck them in the sand and stayed on her knees and just kept spinning around, shooting arrows everywhere. That was a really cool scene.
That was good, and that provided a great contrast of that world versus when she goes to the British Parliament or whatever that is.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Like, what is a woman doing in the chambers?
It's just like, why are you generals in here? Like, you're cowards.
And I like
You should be on the field.
Yeah.
I like that speech because up until then, I was kind of like, all the misogyny that she was getting was kind of like, I was getting sick of it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm a steak eating, basketball watching man, so like I'm pretty misogynist just by nature. But even still, like I'm just like, oh my god, this is horrible. And then she gives that speech, and I'm like, fuck yeah, we can do it.
Rosie the Riveter.
No, he just flexed.
He just flexed on Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get a picture. We're gonna have to make it up and put it up as like the thing of the podcast. Can we do it? Yeah.
But yeah, so I really like that because she's kind of stuck it to like all the men in the room.
Yeah, she
And
really
then
did.
directly left there, went to the battlefield and shot it.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, there was Patty Jenkins again did a really good job with all that. She made it a point, you could definitely tell, where she wanted to show all that kind of stuff. Like she gets the world, she's like, well, why can't women do this? Why do I have to wear these type of clothing and stuff? And normally I kind of hate montage scenes and stuff, but I did find the clothing scene entertaining.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And for the point of just the women empowerment and the time
Exactly.
frame, it worked well. It wasn't corny.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like a clueless.
Yeah, it's very easy to do the whole.
There was no
power thing
upbeat,
very
80s
corny.
music while they're trying on clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a struggle that a lot of movies have when it comes to portraying women in the past. It's what lens do we put it through? How much are we going to push this issue? How much? I mean, pretty much any historical movie has to deal with that. So I think that they struck a really good line with that.
Because I think what worked about it the most was the fact that it was a factor, but it wasn't the issue they were trying to push.
Yeah.
But it was still something that the
That was
character had to go
exactly.
through.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it kind of just added the woman power.
Yeah, because a lot of movies they do the exact opposite of that, where it's like, well, I'm going to do this and go on my own because I'm a woman and I can do all this and stay strong with it. And that's not what they did here. Wonder Woman was just doing it because it's like, this needs to be done. I don't give a shit
It's her
what you're
belief.
saying.
Very
Yeah.
much. It's not about man's job, woman's job. It's about what's right.
Yeah.
It's not about proving anything per se. It's just about, this is what I need to do. Like, I strongly believe this is my duty.
And by doing that, you prove it then.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which I think that's how a lot of changes happen by a lot of people, a lot of different groups. So.
Yeah.
So one thing that I didn't like was the sheer amount of time that she just brought up the fact that she had to find Aries. Like,
That was like every other sentence.
oh my
almost.
god, out of her mouth.
I gotta find Aries.
Then I know where we're going because we tracked the stars and the stars point to Aries. Like, what the fuck? You didn't even work that in well.
They're pointing straight to Aries. I know where
I'm
he
just
is.
at the point where, like, if she says Aries
One more time. But I killed Aries. Why aren't they stopping?
They tried
Didn't.
it felt like they were trying to throw you off and just make it so that Aries wasn't in the film, and she just found out it was wrong. But
No, they faked us out pretty good with that.
I
Yes.
did not think so.
I knew he was coming. I didn't know who it would be.
Who the
Yeah.
character
No,
was?
who the
Yeah.
character
Who the
was.
character was? Yes, I'll agree
That was
with
a
that.
surprise, yeah.
Yeah, that was a very big
Because
surprise.
they didn't even
They did it.
foreshadow it at all.
No,
There's
yeah.
no.
Once you see it, you're like, oh, okay, wow.
Makes sense.
That is so
So
cool.
much
That's
sense.
crazy. Wow.
Even when
Yeah.
he explained it, it didn't make
And
sense.
that is actually, like, despite my displeasure with the other two villains, why I think Ares was done really well was not only because of that reveal and everything, but because the way he explained himself was, he's kind of a Loki-ish character, but not really. It's like, he just said, I didn't start the war. I'm not making anybody fight. I'm just giving suggestions on what you could do in this scenario, and the humans are doing whatever they want with that information.
It's a very interesting meditation on human nature.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't wasn't ready for that explanation. I'm like, but if you give somebody not the advice, but the suggestion that you could do this with that, then you are then telling them that you're planting this seed.
Well, I
That was what
agree.
he's doing.
I agree.
He
That's his excuse. I agree.
Yeah, to me,
You have the morally culpable.
Yeah.
You have the, I think, the morally correct interpretation of that.
Yeah.
No, fuck you, Aries. You're doing this.
You're doing this.
Yeah.
It was like
indirectly, but
you're trying to you're thinking that you should conquer these people. Well, if you wanted to do that, here's a way to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I
was
do it.
gonna do it.
Do
I would
what you
it
want with that
this
information.
way.
Yeah.
That's just me.
No, because when you go see a court of law, you're going to be considered an accomplice.
Yeah.
Nah, that makes you culpable, man.
Yeah.
So I wasn't feeling that explanation. And then the sword. This is a good time. I want to hold this off. That fucking sword. I like swords. I like swords in general.
Okay, what's your favorite?
Crossing swords.
I like.
Wow. Wow, Katie.
I'm wiggling my hips left and right. If you don't know what crossing swords is, Urban Dictionary. So, my favorite sword has to be between Bankai from
Bleach.
Yeah, from Bleach. It's just a really badass sword. I prefer anime swords. I like the beheading sword. I know. This is my favorite sword. The beheading sword from Naruto, because it's still chakra. So
yeah. Okay.
But so they build this thing up that this sword is a god killer. It's
the only thing that can kill a god.
You can't even touch it. It's the only thing that kill a god. She fucking thrust, and he's like, stop.
And it just shatters.
It fucking shatters. On the follow through. It doesn't even stop.
That was really good that they did
No,
that.
it
That was a
didn't
good
even
fake
crack.
out, I thought.
It just fucking collapsed on itself. I would rather it hit, stop, and then like slowly chip. But that fucking thing disintegrated.
Yeah.
I was so shitty.
I thought it was a really good fake out.
I mean, but they did allude
Because it
to-
just shows like you have this thing has no power over me whatsoever. I will just disintegrate it with a touch. That's it.
It's kind of Wizard of Oz-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think this thing's gonna solve all your problems, and it turns out it's an illusion. And it was.
Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
It was within. It was inside you all along.
It was looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want that sword to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Just hold up a little bit. Or get one slice
It
out.
worked against everybody else.
Yeah.
But no, I mean they kind of alluded to that the sword really wasn't what everybody thought it was, and especially should we tell her the purpose, the true purpose of the God Killer? I'm just like, basically that's
I
when
didn't
you.
guess that.
Wait, what would you
That's
say
when
the
you-
true purpose is then? Just for her to learn that, or would you say there was a
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, because essentially that just alluded to there that essentially that sword wasn't the God Killer.
Yeah,
that Diana
yeah.
was.
It was to make people think that there was the God Killer.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just, and then, my thing is that, at the, they didn't really explain her learning how to fly. At the end of the
goes
movie,
back to the
when she
escalation
jumps out
thing.
of the window and
Yeah.
she's in costume and she's flying. They didn't explain that at all. I was like, in the New 52, of course, she gets hit by one of Hermes' feathers and she gains the power of flight. And in, Golden Age, when she was born, she's blessed by all of the various.
Well, Golden Age, she also had a visible jet.
What's wrong with
Nothing's wrong with that.
I see you didn't wash your hands.
But yeah, so,
Probably that reference.
but yeah, that just goes back to that escalation. But
Yeah.
the exposition during the boss fight to me was just plain. I like the display of powers, especially on Ares' side, because he just went like ham for no reason. But
Yeah.
So we like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I really like that too because the guy does not really look like he's like the type to
No.
go ham at all. And you're like, whoa, that's kind of.
Yeah. And he's
It's like your chemistry teacher in high school or
Yeah.
something. Like,
But he made you respect him.
yeah. Oh,
For
yeah.
the first 2 minutes, I was like, nah, then he did something. I'll be like, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, I get it.
You're for real.
Yeah.
You're legit.
I thought that was the reason why that was a good fake out too was because it was Ares being Ares, which you learn later on because he helps them get there. He helps them get to the fight and tells them, yes, continue this fight. Go ahead and do this stuff because I know the amnesty's coming.
Yeah.
So he wants them to make it last longer, but you don't know that. You think he's legitimately going to help them and helping them do what they want. But you learn later he's Ares and you realize, well, no, he's doing exactly what he said he was doing. He's helping you get to the fight because he wants more fights. He wants more battle.
Basically, he's wanting the humans, since he couldn't destroy the humans themselves, he's making the humans do it themselves.
Yeah.
Which, a lot of times, if you think about, like, in human nature, we destroy ourselves more often than not.
Which is part of the message of it.
Yeah, it's
too.
part of the message, yeah.
Which even Chris Pine's Steve Trevor even laminates is like, sometimes it's just us.
Yeah,
There's no God of War, there's no nothing, it's just
us.
Yeah.
maybe we are at fault.
Maybe we are bad people.
Yeah. Or it's like when she asked, like, to the, I can't remember what his name was, but the Native American guy, and she's like, well, who enslaved your people? Who like his people?
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, whoa, it's not all as black and white
Like
as I
thought it
thought.
was.
Yeah.
Humans, these people.
And that goes, because going back to that, you mentioned the Native American character. I mentioned, I called them the knockoff Howling Commandos, because that's basically what they were.
Yeah.
And that was, and I put this in the review and everything, where it seemed like they wanted to give you a reason to care about those characters.
Good idea.
But they touched on it. The one guy has PTSD, and he's afraid to shoot, but then they don't explore it.
Right.
So they give you like a hint that there's something more there, but they don't give you a reason to care about it.
And then because it's all of this is a memory, you're not gonna get that character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you just invested a little bit into this character because I kind of wanted to see him progress. And like the Native American guy, like honestly, when the Native American, Chief, when Chief came out of nowhere, like I had to re-examine where in the world they were.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on. Did a Native American
in the middle
get
of the woods, and they're supposed to meet him there.
the middle of the woods
In Europe.
in Europe?
Yeah.
How the fuck did you get here?
That's what I
That's a whole story. That's a whole nother story.
That is a whole. They didn't explain it
I would
at
love to
all.
hear that story.
Yeah, and it threw me. I'm like, are they in America? Like, how the fuck did he get here?
And there were people like that in real life, and they always have a really interesting
Story,
story.
yeah.
I would love to have heard that.
But then also the chief character says that he's not on either side of the war. You're clearly
You're on one side of the war.
Yeah.
You just don't want to admit it.
Yeah. So like, besides the three characters, the Wonder Woman, Steve Trevor, and Ares. Besides those three, I had no reason to care about any of the characters. They were just there.
I wanted to like the French guy too. I really wanted.
Samir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to.
But he was just.
They didn't go on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I seen him and was like, that's gonna be my guy. No.
I did appreciate how he was doing the Nigerian Prince game at the beginning of the
Yes.
bar.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we've all received those emails.
Haven't we? No, I kind of enjoyed them being there. I didn't think it was necessarily a bad thing that they didn't get elaborated on, but I would say, it didn't mean that I didn't like the movie. But I would say, I don't think it's necessarily, I don't know, because I go back and forth, because sometimes I really like it in a movie when there's no explanation for something, because that's how real life is.
Yeah.
But in this situation, I think that we would have had more exposition.
Yeah.
If you were hanging out with these people and fighting a war, running across Europe with them, you would have found out a little bit more about their lives.
Yeah, and they got these long ass work markers.
And
Not talking to each other?
Yeah.
And the problem with that, and the reason why I don't think it worked, was because if you did just leave it so that they're just partners, they're just going on, then yes, that would have been better in my opinion than giving us like a little hint that they have something, so you are curious about their past, but then not delivering them.
That's interesting.
I mean, because we know Samir, you wanted to be an actor because he said that.
Yeah.
And that's about it about Samir. That's all we learned.
But I had to become a spy. Right?
Yeah.
I really wanted to know that.
What made you become a spy?
Like,
Not every actor who doesn't make it becomes a spy.
yeah, that's not a transition. We'll go to monster.com and
You know what? International spy. I think I'm going to do that today.
send. Like, that doesn't happen. So, yeah, there was a lot missing with the three other guys, and I really wanted to like them a lot, too.
I mean, it does kind of explain the picture a little bit that shows up in, Batman
yeah.
versus Superman, but that's neither here or there.
But that picture is accredited because
Yeah.
other than old dude, the guy, we don't know shit about the other three guys.
Yeah, pretty much.
So again, those characters didn't care about, but I will have to give it to. This is the first time I can really give it to Chris Pine at all.
Oh yeah, you gave it to him.
Like a wow wow.
Oh yeah, tell us more. Now it's turned into nighttime.
Well, he did have a nude scene, but yeah.
Joe remembers that.
Yeah.
But no, I thought he was.
Has games,
As far as accolades, here's Chris Pine.
There's a subreddit. You just have to look around for it.
Oh, I'm sure there probably is.
That's what it's called now. Accolades.
Yes, our accolades. That's. But no, I thought he other movies I've seen him in. He's been okay, like nothing special, but he was mediocre at best.
But he really got to you.
But God damn it.
So, but he played Kurt, didn't he?
Yeah, he was Kurt.
Yeah, he played Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
What did you get good in there?
What else was he? What else was he in? That's all I really know
In a
him
bunch of
from.
smaller parts.
Jack, that one movie he did where they're fighting over a chick, two spies.
Oh yeah, This Is War.
Yeah, This Is
which,
War.
again, that's an example nobody did.
Yeah.
But he did a good job in this one as Steve Trevor.
Mm-hmm. I think he did a Jack Reacher movie, but I'm not sure. I think so. I don't know.
He's got a good. He's very handsome, and he looked like he could be an old timey soldier. I like that. It's
Tom Cruise is just too old.
yeah, yeah. Little too smooth shaven, a little too short. All those things.
Yeah.
But Tom Cruise is short.
No. So am I, but
And he's about your height. Actually.
yeah, that's I'm pretty short for a girl, so.
But let's get back to Chris Pines and Joe.
Oh yeah.
But no, I thought Steve Trevor is an interesting character. Everybody knows Lois Lane. Everybody knows Catwoman and all that stuff. The other Superman and Batman's significant others and stuff like that pretty well. But not many people, just because he's the only. He's kind of like the first male love interest in comic books. So he's not as well known of a character, but Wonder Woman.
In the biblical sense.
Wow. You guys aren't going to drop this at all.
No.
The rest of the podcast, are you?
Okay, sorry, we're embarrassing jokes. That's but please continue.
We should be open-minded.
Astronauts
Wow.
Anonymous.
He did a fine acting job in this movie.
Share more.
Joe, I don't really think you're presenting the theory very well. I think you need to go deeper into detail.
We're getting way off rails here.
Okay, so.
All right.
Okay.
You guys good now?
But no, it is interesting to see, basically a love interest, in the Wonder Woman story, because essentially he's always been there. Throughout, basically going all the way back, golden, silver, bronze, into the modern era. Steve Trevor has been there in some sort of incarnation.
Yeah.
Or not. So it's really good that they actually continued to, have his character. Although killing him off, I liked it. Yeah. I mean, he did die a hero's death.
Yeah.
No, I like that they killed him.
Oh, okay.
So, because he took up the focus of the movie.
There were times where it did seem it was just like Wonder Woman was his sidekick.
Times. Up until...
I mean, there were multiple times.
Until she crossed no man's land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was his movie.
Pretty much.
So that was what, the first quarter? Of the movie?
First, hour.
Yeah, so about half of the movie it was up
Steve
other than the training scene.
Yeah.
But once they meet, from the time they meet to no man's land,
It's all movie. Yeah, pretty much. It's Steve Trevor and Wonder Woman.
Yeah, so I didn't like that because I was looking for this
Wonder Woman to be the central
this
focus.
woman empowerment movie. That's what they've kind of been selling.
Which I mean, that kind of does, in the comics and everything like that, or in the other movies, the other love interest, like Lois Lane, she's an important character, but she doesn't take up that much screen time. and neither do Batman's get multiple love interests that he has. But Steve Trevor, it would have been hard to do that though. I think without having him be a main focus because again, it would be kind of like doing the Thor movie without having Natalie Portman's character in there because it's his world that she doesn't know. So he's the bridge for her to understand.
It's Thor's world and she's just in it. Go ahead and say it, Joe. It's okay.
And I mean, and I'm not knocking it for that because there's no way for that story to progress without that. Yeah, without that, it felt weird to me.
No, that's understandable. Yeah,
because I wanted to see a Wonder Woman movie. Yeah. But he was a really good character.
Basically, he helped broaden her horizon, though, which is why I think so much screen time was just about between the relationship between Trevor and
But they didn't play it up as a romantic thing for the most.
No, it was more of
really
expanding the mind.
Yeah. I actually really liked it. I totally get what you're saying, and I'd usually be the first person to say that. And I don't disagree per se, but. I kind of had this feeling like, okay, we're focusing on Steve now because she's the one who's kind of not maybe at a disadvantage. I don't know. She's the one who's in a new situation and he's showing her around.
I think they played up her naivety a little bit too much.
Maybe a little too much,
but then again, she's brand new.
Yeah, she's brand new. I mean, she comes from this totally different world, and I mean, I can totally get it, and because I think we've all had those kind of experiences. Like I went and taught English in Ecuador years ago, and I didn't even speak Spanish when I got there, and just the whole experience of just being in this totally different society that works in a different way. I mean, there were some things that were the same, but it was really like I kind of had to rely on others, and then I grew my wings more and more, and so I thought that was realistic. And plus, I kind of had this feeling like once as soon as we got into some action, that she was going to
kick ass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think it was a good balance, but I think that's a good point.
Yeah, and that reveal scene was like really kick-ass.
Yeah. Which reveal scene?
When she started crossing no man's land.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
I didn't like it because at first the Germans were really stormtroopery. Like she's one person charging down the middle and you just see bullets flying past, like way off.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, then when she finally makes it like halfway across, all the fire centralizes. I was like, that was kind of.
I think it was more for
Senator. Yeah, I understand. But at the same, I looked to pick a movie. That doesn't make sense. The whole movie's trash. Because one scene is off. Chain of events wasn't ended the same. The whole movie's trash. But I like that reveal scene because the Three Musketeers, because I can't think of the name, the sidekicks that tagged along, they really didn't believe. Like
in her,
they
didn't believe in her,
and then she was like,
she led the charge, and they were just like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, Steve himself didn't even at that point. Yeah, like he knew she was a good fighter, but nothing overly special and all that.
Right.
But yeah, that was an incredibly well done scene, and I am glad that they didn't go with the bulletproof version of Wonder Woman. In modern comics and everything, she's bulletproof. She's almost on par with Superman in terms of
she's a demigod. So
that would make sense.
Yeah. So I mean, it might be now that she's unlocked her power, she is, but throughout this movie, she was not bulletproof. Like she could take damage and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, and I think they displayed that well when basically the German ship stormed the beaches of Themyscira, where essentially essentially,
and she did get hit.
Yeah,
it grazed her shoulder, but
but essentially to show the Amazons were being felled by bullets, basically because a lot of times in the comics they build the Amazons up to like,
they're all Wonder Woman-like.
Yeah, they're all Wonder Woman-like, and they're all bulletproof, so essentially nothing can hurt them. But it was done really well here because essentially it does show that they have some limitations, but they were still whooping ass on it.
They were. And I think it showed too why in the beginning, a lot of them who were older were like, no, war isn't that great, war is really bad, and then you kind of see like, they have some vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
Because when that started, I was scared. I thought they were all going to be slaughtered.
I know.
I was like, oh my god, this is not going to be a competition.
But they came out.
They came out and they got it done. I was really, I know this is only 45 minutes in, but they killed all the Amazonians on this beach. How? I was so nervous. I was ridiculously nervous for how early the movie was. But that was a really great thing. I love
All right, so I think that kind of brings us to a close here at this part. So before we end this, though, any final thoughts that you guys want to say, like overall view of the movie?
So like I said, I'm not really that into the superhero stuff, which makes me a little bit of an outsider here. I really liked it, and if I knew more about the world, I still think I'd like it. I mean, I have seen a lot of superhero movies, but this one was really refreshing, and it did make me feel like I could kick ass. But it did. I like that it was a little bit more realistic. It did focus on people's limitations and the struggles, and with power or with wisdom, that often came from heartbreak or from a really hard realization. And I think everybody can relate to that. So I really enjoyed it, and visuals were really nice, and I'm definitely going to see the sequel one. Yeah.
So it kind of I've been DC hating for a long time. I actually, like I said before, I was going to see Aquaman regardless. Just it looked really good. But it has kind of brought me into what DC is doing, so I'm going to end up probably watching, just leaping into the universe, especially since they've added Cyborg.
Yeah, Cyborg.
He looks good there. But yeah, it brought me into the franchise, into the universe.
Yeah. For me, it presented a lot of different thinking points as far as limitations and how people grow in general. I did like the movie. I thought some of the wire work they did was a little bit much, but overall it was a good movie. I did like it. If I had to go see it again, I would.
Yeah.
We do not endorse the piracy of any film of any sort.
Once again, we have to reiterate this.
Yeah.
No.
Or if you do a double feature at the movie.
Yeah, if you go to Tibbs Drive-In.
Yeah. No, or double feature is when you pay for the first one and then you go to the second one.
We do not condone that either.
We don't condone that, not.
And what you do in your own time.
We assume no liability for any laws broken.
But yeah, no, I agree with all you guys on this. It was a really good film. Definitely the best DC film so far. And it was definitely what I was kind of hoping for out of Wonder Woman. Good action, good character, the characters they focused on anyway were really good. Gal Gadot was absolutely perfect as Wonder Woman. So yeah.
That's very animal.
Honestly,
a guttural sound.
I was like, whoa, calm down there, sir.
You don't understand.
No, I think I understand.
No, we understand.
It's so fun.
But yeah, no, she absolutely killed it, and definitely I highly suggest going to see this movie if you're into superheroes at all, if you have any interest in Wonder Woman.
Or even if you don't really. If you're just kind of curious about it because you've never really been into that world, but you're like, oh, Wonder Woman. Because that's kind of how I came in. So.
Alright, so with that, we are signing off. This has been Astronauts Anonymous, bringing you nerdy news one step at a time. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Good night.